What's going on, YouTube? In today's video, I'm going to be talking about my favorite New Balance silhouettes of all time. Now, I talk about my favorite shoes all the time, my specific favorite colorways, shoes that I'm wearing a lot, but I never talk about my absolute favorite New Balance silhouettes of all time. And that's what this video is all about. Let's get right into it.
Till the sun just won't rise and heaven's under eyes. I'm living to die for you, there ain't none after you.
I just put kind of like a clip trailer in my videos now. Some of my friends are very talented videographers, so they put that together for me, and I'm gonna start using it in every video. I'm not sure exactly what I want to do with it, but I just thought it was a nice touch to kind of mark my channel. I'm gonna start from the fifth spot all the way up to my favorite New Balance silhouette of all time. Number 5 is a tie between the 993 and the 990 V3. I couldn't figure out which one I liked more, so I just decided to put them both at number 5. The 993 has really grown on me recently. I think it's one of the most ideal lifestyle sneakers of all time. You can never go wrong with a 993. It's comfortable, it looks great, and it's subtle. That's why I love the 993. It's just the embodiment of a lifestyle sneaker. It has the comfortability of a super good running shoe, but it looks like a regular everyday lifestyle shoe. And you can wear it with anything, and that's what most of these shoes are on this list, is you can wear it with anything. But the 990 V3, on the other hand, that's a tie with that because obviously I love the 990. The 990 is my favorite shoe of all time, my favorite line of sneakers. So obviously the 990 V3 is one of my favorite sneakers. It looks like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, there's so many good colorways for it. There's so many good collabs for it. It just reminds me of the 2000s. If I just think of a shoe and trying to envision a shoe in the 2000s era, that would be the perfect shoe. I mean, it's really a piece of sneaker culture, and I love it for that reason. Now, I don't have a gray pair, which is kind of sad, and I'll probably get one eventually, but the 990 V3 was when that came out for me, they re-released it. I got a black pair, and then I went ahead and bought a few, the Joe Freshgoods collab, and a couple other colorways, the Teddy Santis. The 990 V3 has a lot of meaning to me, and I really do love it. It was my first collab sneaker. It was my first Teddy Santis sneaker, so obviously I love the look of it. It's a great sneaker. It's comfortable. I think the midsole's probably my favorite 990 midsole. I like the back heel of it the most. So for that reason, it's number 5 on the list. Great sneaker, tied with the 993. Number 4 on this list is the 990 V6. I personally love the 990 V6, but I don't think it's comparable to other 990s. I feel like all the 990s for the most part look very similar. They have that classic runner vibe. Took a different route and made it super sporty, and I love that. It doesn't have the same comfort as the other 990s. It's not as stable and as firm to the ground. It's more like a pillowy comfort, and it's more like a running shoe, like an actual active sporty shoe. But I like that about that. I like that it's different. I like how big the heel is. The 990 V6 has put out some of the best colorways I've seen in a long time. I'm not just saying that because I love Action Bronson's collabs, but those two sneakers are my favorite sneakers of all time, and they're both V6s. So I think the V6 has the most capability of being great with just the colors that they put out. I really love the way it can be super bold and this big elaborate color, or it could be a neutral tone with some gray and white and cream, and it looked just as good. I really do like what they're doing with the V6, and I mean, I'd be happy with the V6 staying around for another 3 or 4 years and then getting a V7. I really appreciate the V6. I remember when I first got my V6, I said I wasn't going to wear it as much as I wore my V5s, and I mean, I wear it almost every day, or I used to, not as much anymore. But I really love the V6 because it's super comfortable. I mean, they're all New Balances are really comfortable, but the V6 has that unique pillow comfort that you get a lifestyle sneaker out of a running shoe, and it doesn't look goofy like most people when they wear regular running shoes. It looks weird to me, but when you wear a V6, I think it looks fabulous. And I hope they keep putting out collabs and colorways, and I hope they keep giving this creative silhouette to other artists to do collabs on it. And not only just collabs, but just Teddy Santis just keep making great designs with it. I mean, season 6 is probably going to get a few more V6s. I mean, we've already seen a few of them. They're going to be amazing, and they're going to look great. I just think the V6 is a staple in any New Balance rotation. I can't imagine not wearing a V6 at least once or twice a week. The third on this list just got entered. I didn't even consider this a top 5 until recently, until I got a pair, and that's the 992. Now, the 992 has been MIA for a few years. Last I saw on New Balance's website was like 2021. It's coming back sooner than we think. Teddy Santis, like I made a video on, just posted that it will be coming back, and that's all the reason to get excited. The 992, I think, is one of the best New Balance, not only the best New Balances, but the best shoe of all time. Like, it's so underrated, and I love it for that reason. It's so subtle and simple. It's like a 993, but it's a little bit different. I think it just has that little bit more competitive edge on it. I'm not sure what it is about it exactly, but I just really like the aesthetics of the 992. I mean, Steve Jobs, who created the iPhone, created Apple, like, he wore that shoe all the time, and I think that's pretty dope. And somebody like that could fall in love with the 992 as well. The 992 is just so simple and clean, and it's the right amount of boldness and chunkiness, but simplicity. It's a great sneaker, and you can never go wrong with the 992. You could probably wear a 992 every single day, the same shoe for like 6 years, and never get tired of it. At least for me. I love the 992. I can't wait to get my hands on a brand new pair, and some pairs with some colors on them too, instead of just a gray pair. So there's a lot to look forward to as far as the 992. And I'm sure you guys will understand what I'm talking about, like how amazing it truly is. And it will be one of the top selling New Balances for the made models here in the coming years, in my opinion. Teddy Santis is really going to do a number on these, and it's really going to take the 992 and put it back on the map after it being gone for 2 or 3 years. Number 2 on this list, between 1 and 2, it was hard to determine the numbers of them, but I decided the number 2 spot is the 991 V2. This silhouette came out later last year, around September I got my pair, and I don't think I've ever put on a sneaker more comfortable than the 991 V2. The 990 V6 is extremely comfortable, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't compare to that 991 V2, that gel, just end cap, just all that technology in that sneaker. That is honestly, if I were to say like what's the most comfortable sneaker of all time, it's the 991 V2. The 990 V6 is right behind it. It's just different comforts, and I prefer the gel comfort over the squishy, pillowy cloud comfort in the V6. But the sleekness of the 991 V2 is like a bullet. It's super thin, it's super slim. You got the pods on the side and the midsole. You got the small end, the suede overlays. It's just unbelievable, and I can't believe that it took them this long to finally put it out. I mean, that's only the second model, and the 991 came out a long time ago. You know, I love the 991 V1, but it's just nothing compared to the simple, smooth, sleek look of that 991 V2. It's just the silhouette that's gonna, I mean, I hope they just keep putting out colors and colors and colors, because yeah, it's an expensive sneaker. It's $250, $260, but it's worth every penny. I only have 2 pairs. I wear my gray pair all the time, but I think the 991 V2 in that sport, like old sport colorway, the vintage sport, is one of the greatest colorways on a 991 V2. I think that sneaker is just absolute to die for, and I didn't get it because I bought the Rose Waters instead, which is fine. But if you got that vintage sport 991 V2, consider yourself very lucky and enjoy that sneaker. The 991 V2 is truly a classic. The 991 V2 is just simple perfection. There's not one flaw in that sneaker, in my opinion. It's absolutely stunning. And for the number 1 spot, some of you guys might have guessed this, but it's the 990 V4. Now, I've said how much I love the 990 V4 several times. It will forever be my favorite shoe of all time, even if it's just a gray colorway. Like the gray New Balance 990 V4 is just absolutely perfect. It's the ideal 990. It's the embodiment of a 990. It's made in the USA. It's just perfect. I love that sneaker so much. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing that I think they could have added to it. I mean, the V5 is great. I like what they did with the V5, but it's the 990 V4. The midsole is just so sleek and smooth. The huge N on the side. You got the Made in USA American flag on the tongue. It's just the perfect sneaker in my opinion. I will never not own a pair of V4s. For the rest of my life, I'll wear a V4. I don't know if New Balance will go back to the route of that kind of sneaker, because when I think of the 990 V4, I think of the V3 and the V5 had a baby. That would be the V4, because it takes all my favorite things from the 990 V5 and all my favorite things from the 990 V3 and puts it in the V4. I know it's in between, but it's just a great sneaker. They did everything right. There's nothing wrong with the sneaker, and I love it to death. And it's comfortable. It's probably one of my favorite shoes because of the comfort, because it's so stable. And it's no 991 V2 like I said, but it's very stable and you can almost feel the ground. I love it. I could wear it all day. And the outsole is one of my favorite outsoles. I like those, like that cool pattern on the bottom, and that'll take forever to wear down. Yeah, obviously I think the 990 V4 is my favorite sneaker of all time, and I do see it getting more colorways as well, and it's just a great sneaker and I love it to death. So 990 V4, 991 V2, 992, 990 V6, and then the 993, and then the 990 V3. I know these are all made models, but that's just what I love, because I love quality and I love comfort. So yeah, obviously I love a lot of made models, but I'm starting to branch out into other models like the 1906 I'm wear testing right now. Obviously I love the 574, the 860. I'm just really trying to broaden my other than just made models, but that's my top 5 right now. Let me know what your top 5 is, or your favorite New Balance silhouettes, and why. So leave a comment with that. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a great day.